welcome back to Brands Hatch after Bennetts BSB Race 2 on the Grand Prix circuit. Another podium finish for Tommy Bridewell and the Oxford Products Moto Rapido Ducati team. Tommy, it looked like a tough race out there. You had a good start, but then you seemed to have to fight your way back through. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was a good race, good fun actually in some degree because you know I like overtaking. I do like that part of racing, but obviously if you can avoid that, it saves a bit of tyre. So unfortunately, yes, I got in a bit of a ding dong at the start and had to come past sort of 3 or 4 of them. I think I know what the issue is. I think we took a lot of power out of first gear at Knockhill for the hairpin, like right at the end of first. And I just have a slight inkling that maybe we've left that in. So because I made a really good start, and then I drove away mega, and then the bike just stopped. So hopefully that'll resolve that. But yeah, no credit to the team. They sort of always give me a great bike. We got a few little teething issues that I think can give us a bit of an easier ride. And the pace was quite hard to understand in that race. Yesterday the pace was so much easier doing really low 25s, where then I was sort of looking at my lap time, sort of very high 25s, low 26s most of the race, thinking, well, I feel like I'm pushing a lot harder now. So, but yeah, no credit to the YAM guys. They rode a good race, and we'll just, like I say, keep consolidating points in podium credits at this point, and then hopefully come SNET we'll be able to up the ante a bit.
That's great. Congratulations, Tommy.
Thank you.
Back on the podium for McCam's Yamaha, Jason OHalloran, taking the championship lead. Now, I know we've talked about that a lot, and you don't think that's so crucial at this stage of the season. It's all about the podium points, but another second place, keeping up that podium finishing momentum. But it did look like a tougher race out there today. Can you explain why?
Yeah, it was a little bit hotter today. Again, 5 laps longer. A different race for me because I was in 3rd or 4th there for a big chunk of it, and I just wanted to bide my time at the start because I could see the group was together. Then once Taz started to push a little bit and started to put a bit of a break into us, it took me a little bit too long to get by Brad. He started to make a few mistakes as well, which slowed us down a little bit. And then once the gap was there, I just had to keep chasing until the end. I kept the pressure on, but realistically, the pace was never going to be that much better to pull that gap back. So yeah, we brought it home in 2nd. Still happy with that. You know, a really good result. Great result for the team, 1st and 2nd. A few small little issues which hopefully we can sort for this afternoon. And yeah, have another good race.
And during your TV interview, you were mentioning you had no information on the dash.
Yeah.
How difficult is that when you're so used to relying on some of that information too?
Yeah, it's small things, you know, like when you got a lap timer or the delta which tells you how much faster or slower you are in different sectors, you're always chasing the dash, and I obviously didn't know what lap time I was doing, so I didn't know what pace we were going, so you didn't know whether it was too fast or too slow or whatever it was, you know. So it was on the first lap the bike just completely died, you know. The dash was completely black, like the bike was switched off, so it wasn't even just one thing that froze, it just turned off. So I was a little bit panicked at the start. I didn't know whether it was going to keep running or not, but the bike still ran perfectly. It was just the information that I was missing. So yeah, a few tweaks this afternoon, get that sorted, and yeah, we'll be back for another one.
That's great. Congratulations, Jason.
Cheers, guys.
Taraz, it's been a long road back to this point, and you built up to it yesterday. You were back on the podium, and you felt good. It looked like that was a slightly emotional return to the top of the podium for you. Please explain to us your emotions in that race.
Yeah, I was all right until I kind of started talking about it, and then kind of got a few welling up slightly, but I got through it luckily. Yeah, it's just I don't need to keep banging on about it, but it was just a long time to come back and be as competitive as I wanted to be. I missed kind of 2 rounds and then 2 rounds of riding not 100%. So coming back here, I knew that I could do a good job if everything was right. Qualified 2nd yesterday, 2nd place yesterday. Felt strong in the race yesterday, and when I watched it back last night, I could see no matter what happened, if I dropped back or made a mistake, I could always catch it back up. So I knew that if I could just ride my own race today, that I could do some good lap times. The pace was a lot slower today, but I kind of understood that a little bit early on, and just bided my time, just watched my pit board. The gap, it was only going up 1/10 a time, which is a bike racer, you want it to go in chunks and go half a second each lap, but not as talented as I thought. So it went up 1/10 at a time, and yeah, got through it. Got up to 1.9 seconds at one point, and then I was still pushing, so I just kind of backed off. I made a mistake and backed off, and then they came right down to 1.1. So I pushed again, it went back up to 1.5, and then on the last lap I think it was 1.1 or 1.2. So yeah, really, really pleased. Just riding my own race, exactly how I wanted it to, and it's nice when you think you can win and you know you've got the tools to win, but it's actually another thing doing it. So to finally do it was great, and yeah, looking forward to the next one.
And the conditions today were warmer than yesterday. Obviously, the races today are longer as well. To make that break from the rest of the group, how difficult was it for you to judge what pace to set in the first instance?
It wasn't actually too bad. When I understood what lap time I could do, and I was kind of pushing in certain areas and gauging the gap of the pit board, and when I kind of figured that it was maybe mid-25s that I had to do to just at least gap them a little bit, it was kind of not easy, but it was comfortable doing it. And yeah, then I pushed on a little bit. Naturally, the pace got a little bit slower as the tyre went down, and I was getting more hot. The bike was getting more hot, but yeah, at the end, I felt like push came to shove, I could go again if I had to, and yeah, it was a nice race. Just riding my own lines, doing my own thing. Brands Hatch is my favourite circuit, and on a sunny day like this, it was an absolute pleasure to ride around. So to win was great. Another McCams Yamaha 1-2, and start from pole in the next one again, and yeah, see if we can make it a double.